Hello, YouTube and poker enthusiasts. Today we're going to work on Trainer for about probably an hour and a half. And we're going to work on three betting out of position. So we're the three better. And now we have gotten a call from in position and we go to a flop. So if you look at this, UTG is raised. We're in the small blind and we three bet. And then we get a call and then we get a flop. We're going to go over the theories. Now let's look at what our pre-flop range looks like. So when we three bet against, we're going to be playing against UTG and against button. So we three bet, this is what their range in theory is supposed to look like. They're supposed to fold when we raise here. That's what we're raising, right? And this is what they're supposed to call. They're supposed to fold 65% of hands. And they're supposed to raise almost as much, three bet in position or four bet in position, almost as much as they call, but this is their calling range. So their calling range is it really has a lot of king, queen X in it. Four combos, six combos, and then it has some under pairs to the queens, and it's got some pseudo combos over here. Now I think in reality, humans three bet calling range is going to be a lot larger than this, depending on who it is. But generally it will be a lot larger. Um, so let's go through some hands. All right, I'll do this first one, which I think is an interesting one. I'm going to change my move. So this is going to be, we're going to range bet, I think here, quite a bit. Hey, Bogdan. And yeah, we're going to use this size. This is, I thought, a very interesting.
Hello guys,
So
how's it going?
good, good. So this is an interesting spot. So I don't think we fall. I don't think we fold this. We might fold this because he's going to have like queen, jack, spade. Nah, I think we call. I think we call this. Yeah, we call pure to this very, in theory, to this very, very uh, polarizing imposition play. So we call. Now we've got a combo draw. So we've got. So if you look at our equity against like his set of sevens, I think our equity would be like 30% here with even one card to come. So we check. Look at that. We can shove here as much as we check when we get the combo draw. In theory. Find me someone who shoves the combo draw on turn, and I will show you somebody's not playing well because it is a human's in position raising range is going to be a lot less polarized than it should. We'll look at that in a second. So we check. He bets. I wonder if we can shove here. He down bets. This might be too good to shove. I think we shove. No, we don't. Same, almost the same. You just call. This hand is too good. We get there. Do we ever donk? Probably not with this combo. Probably just not quite good enough, but we're going to call it all in. And see. Yeah, a set of sevens. So what his is, I'm curious what his in position raising range is. It's going to be, I think, largely composed of very top of range. So we bet small. He raises. And let's see. So he's only raising 11% of the time. And it's largely composed of sevens. He's representing sevens, and then he's representing a bunch of bluffs. I guess ace queen is not a bluff. It's kind of mergy because Maybe
I
we
think
have
ace
ace
queen is for
king.
value.
Yeah, but well, let's see. Yeah, it definitely hits the value range. Um, feels kind of it's kind of the worst value hand that we're in position raising, except maybe ace five. I would imagine this is ace five spades. Yeah, ace five spades. The way I think of this is that oh, if we have two pair, we're doing it. If we ever don't shove ace king. Um, I kind of feel like this is everything's wrapped around the sevens. Like the sevens are the value, maybe the ace queen, maybe the ace king, but everything else is kind of a bluff. But anyway, so who's here? We got a bunch of guys. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Also, I might be wrong, but I think against the UTG you don't get to range bet this board.
Uh, well, let's look. I think we did see that we were range betting this board. Um, here, yeah, this is a range bet for us. These ace king two tone
Oh yeah,
are
yeah,
very commonly a range bet in a three bet pot. And we can
yeah.
just look at why. Just we just have a very dominant equity advantage here. So
Okay, I thought because UTG is gonna have um very strong range here as well that we don't get to range
well,
bet.
let's look at what his range is. So his range is composed of he does have some kings, certainly, and he has, but generally we have a better range, right? So, and that's what this, so we're the yellow line here, and
Yeah.
he is the green line. And so we just have a very dominant range advantage here, which allows us to bet small and frequently, as they say. So, um, Terry, you want to take one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, here's the next one. All right, you have ace queen. You've got, what would you like to do here?
Um, with these suits and on this board, I'm gonna bet and I'm gonna bet half pot because it's flush draw board
Yeah, you're in there. I mean,
and because it's two Broadway cards, so
yeah.
he's gonna connect fairly well to this
So he
board.
clicks you a little bit here. You saw what this, we just looked at what this kind of range is composed of, right? We know it's going to be, it's probably bad having the ace of spades now. Maybe not, because we have additional we have additional backdoor outs. What would you like to
Uh,
do?
Um,
Tough one.
yeah, I ran out of time. Okay, we
You ran
call.
out of
I
time.
was
Yeah, I should
thinking about shoving, but yeah,
have, change move.
let's call.
So we can call mostly here. So it's close, right? But we call. Call with this much equity. Let's see what we fold to this. So I think we're gonna fold ace queen without the ace of spades. I wonder if we call out with the queen of spades. So yeah, so the ace of spades is killer here. You know what? I think in reality, we if we're playing against humans, we can give this up with everything but the ace of spades.
Yeah,
Um, so what about our top of range? So like our aces want to fast play, our kings want to slow play. Aces are like, okay, let's run it. Queens are shook. King 10. So this is very
uh,
common. We see a lot of fast play with two pair in SRPs. See a lot of fast play. I think of two pair as being a high equity but vulnerable hand. Yeah. Um, kind of falls up here. We have this range of hands where we just get it in, not the very top of range. So anyway, I'll get back to the hand. Okay, we call. And that's not the turn we were looking for. I assume you're gonna check.
Check.
Look at that.
Oh,
I have no idea why this is an equity shifting card. Mike, do you have any ideas? I have an idea here. I'm curious what you guys think. Anybody have ideas? Mike, do you have an idea why we get to dunk on this?
No, I'm driving. I'm just sort of listening, so I don't have a real context on it.
No worries. So I think my only theory here is that, well, maybe because we're blocking Queen Jack and Queen Jack is very much in our calling range. It's the only thing I can think of. I mean, his bluffs are gonna, and maybe in theory, he doesn't have any Queen Jack that he raises in position. Like he should have 4 combos of Queen Jack. Right? So let me see, small blind.
yeah. Queen Jack probably hates to get shoved on.
So he doesn't have Queen Jack. Queen Jack free is a fold.
Yeah,
So
that's
that
right.
so that must mean that so all of a sudden nut advantage switched in theory.
Also, he
Because-
doesn't play versus the 3-bet. He doesn't play Queen Jack.
Yeah, he folds it. So because of that, we have
Yeah,
a nut advantage when the 9 comes. Now, obviously, this has no bearing on human poker. This
yeah,
is kind of, for lack of a better word, mental masturbation, because this is very much solver specific range driven solution.
yeah. Also, my range contains all the Queen Jack suited.
Yeah, I mean, let's just confirm that real quick, since we've gone down the rabbit hole. So when this 9 comes, and we'll look at ranges. See how it shifted? All of a sudden, we've got this massive nut advantage. And this is around, I would assume this is around Queen Jack. Yeah, there's the Queen Jack. That's what's really driving it. Okay. So checking is fine. What do you want to do on river? What check?
Uh, jam.
Yeah, I think it's jam. Same difference. You're in the right place. You had the same idea. This works.
I also had the same idea. I was like, jam, jam, jam.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, well played, Chart. Bogdan, would you like to have one?
Sure thing. Fire it up.
Yeah.
And let's see what's my luck today.
And I see Jack out there. Hey, Jack, how you doing?
How's it going?
Hello,
Good,
Jack.
good to hear from you, man. Welcome to the group.
Thank you.
Okay, Bogdan, here we go.
Yeah, bro, I'm here. We have Queen Jack off 964.
Yeah, so you've 3-bet button, you got Queen Jack off, and got this flop. What'd you like to do?
Well, given the style of the GTO and the aggression that we start with, wide bet, but I'm a bit confused between 8.25 and 12.5. So 33% or 50%.
Okay, I think you're gonna check a lot here. In
Or
theory.
check, yeah. Or check, but you had like aggression pre-flop. So I'm thinking about maintaining the same story, that we have something strong in our hand.
Yeah, okay, we'll see. I think it's gonna check a lot. What size would you like to use?
Let's go for the 8. 8.25. Let's see what's happening.
Yeah, we wanna check here
Check,
because,
yeah.
I mean, anytime we have a flop like this, we're gonna have a very polarized range, right? We're gonna be, if you look down here, we're gonna have a lot of checks going on, right? We're mostly gonna check, and when we bet, we're gonna bet a very large size, in theory.
Okay.
And that's just driven by the fact that this misses our range, like all of our broadways miss. But sometimes we bet, and when we do bet, we're betting large. It's a very, if you look at the theory of it, This is kind of a jump ball
Mm.
and
close,
we
yeah.
don't really have a range advantage. But, let's see who has, we still have a little bit of a nut advantage. But he's got all the nines, he's got the sixes. That's
Yeah,
part
I
of it.
think about the same thing.
So, we didn't break the
Actually,
solver. We can
change it and let's go for change the move and let's go for the check. I'm curious how.
Sure, okay.
Let's see.
So you check, he checks back.
We have another spade, but feels like a break. Check
Yeah.
again, I guess.
Okay,
If it played it like that, sure. Okay.
check. And then he puts a little baby bet in here. What would you like to do?
Mm. We do have a straight draw in there somehow with a 10, but the spades are like quite dangerous. I would fold, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's a fold.
Oh, nice. I thought he was gonna continue, you know?
Yeah, we just don't have enough. We might
Yeah,
continue
exactly.
with a spade. We'll look and see.
With spades, surely I would continue, yeah. Definitely. One or two, I'd be there with them.
So when he makes a small bet. Check, bet small. It's our reaction. So. How about
Yeah,
we get
see?
off?
We have, yeah, you have.
So if we got the spade, we're just, our, essentially, we are turning this into a bluff. Against a small bet. We're putting a little, I don't give a fuck in there, and we're raising. Alright,
Thank
that
you.
was Bogdan, right?
Yeah.
Tara, you did one, and then. I'm sorry for mispronouncing your name. I'm gonna get it wrong, and I apologize.
No,
but-
it's okay, bro. It's okay. Don't worry
Okay,
about
well, I'm gonna mispronounce everyone's name
it.
here.
Mhm.
Is
Yeah,
it
it's mostly
Zhao?
done.
Did I get that right?
Let's see.
Yeah, you did. How's it
Oh,
going?
I
Perfect.
slammed.
It's actually
Nice.
very good. Good.
Do you wanna try one in the trainer here?
I'm sure
Alright,
you can hear me, right?
oh yeah,
Okay, great.
alright, here we go. Ultis with the best hand. Alright, so you've got a better hand here.
Okay, three bet. I'm gonna go with 33%.
Yeah, I think this is gonna bet small and frequently.
Small frequent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You nailed it. This is an arrange bet, this board. But
Yep.
we do bet it a lot. And again, kind of compare the sizing to the last board. When we're betting often on a certain texture, we are betting smaller. All right.
Okay.
In theory,
What do we do if we get raised?
here, we can
On the
log.
flop. On the flop.
Yeah. I think we are going to probably just call, but we can take a look. We'll take a look after the hand's done. So you've got a call and you get
Okay.
kind of a bookish card.
I'm gonna bet here.
Doesn't have 9-7 suited. Sorry, what would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna bet again here. 75%.
Okay. So we're on a timer, so they ran out of time, but we can change to 75%.
So I was wrong.
Yeah, I mean, the solver's gonna play a lot more defensively out of position than humans do.
Okay.
And this is a good example. It's just when it gets called, there's some 2-pair combos out there. It really often likes to check.
Okay, I guess at this point, I'm gonna jam it.
Okay, there's 4 to a straight out there. I don't think you're gonna jam. I think you're gonna check, but we can
I'll
try
check
it.
it.
It's
It's in there. It's fine.
Okay. Can we take a look what we would do if he raised us on the flop?
Okay, congratulations on stacking King Jack, by the way. Alright, so
Score at 52.
here we bet small. Well, where does his raise come from? So he's gonna, his very best king mix is raising, right? And that's about it. And then he's balancing that with bluffs. He's got a sliver of trapping aces. But generally, it's gonna be his very best king X. Okay, so if he raises, the size he uses it to 22. And let's just look at top pair. What's all our top pair doing? So in theory, we're never folding, and ace king is ready to play for stacks. Now, my question for you, before we look at it, do you think we're jamming more with the ace of spades, or we're calling more with the ace of spades?
It seems like we should be calling more with ace of spades.
Yeah, I think we're gonna call more because I think a lot of his. I think some of his. Let's look.
No,
Yeah,
I don't think he likes bluffing with the ace of spades.
yeah, we have the ace of spades. Yeah, yeah. It's
So I think if you have an ace of spades and he was calling you, he's more value heavy.
yeah, I think you're right. So then, in theory, with the ace of spades, we're gonna call, but everything else is ready to play for stacks. So the ace of spades is a key card.
So if villain had an ace of spades, he would more likely to be calling.
I don't, well, I think he doesn't have, if we go back. Small blind, button, there. He doesn't have. Yeah, he raises a little bit with the ace of spades. It's in there. But he doesn't do it often. It's mostly around his top pair and the best kicker that he gets here. He doesn't give a shit that you've got ace king. He's just gonna raise at some frequency. But it's not a common play, right? He's only doing it like 8% of the time. And he's not doing it with his sixes and fives, like the last hand we saw,
Interesting.
where he was fast playing his sets.
So on this formation, the king 6-5, are we always stacking off with ace king? Are we always going for stacks by the river? Or
Well, so we weren't in, well, it depends on the run out, but we saw we weren't in this hand. We didn't really shove. I mean, we check turn, right? So
Okay.
generally solver's gonna play more defensively out of position than humans do. So I don't think
No,
it's good enough.
we were betting on the turn.
Were we? So we go bet here. Let's see, he calls. Let's look at it this way.
Solver likes to check, but we were betting 75%.
Oh, yeah, that's my point, is that solver checks a lot here.
Okay.
It's checking 84% of range. So, I mean, to answer your question, is solver willing to stack off with top pair, top kicker on this texture? Not so much. Especially out of position.
Okay.
Notice it's protecting its checking range by trapping its king, its top set here. Okay,
Thanks.
yeah, no worries. Who was that? That was Zhao, right?
Let's go.
Yo, Dean.
Hey.
You wanna try one?
Sure.
Alright. Dean, I'm sorry to not give you a good hand. However, you have a pretty good texture.
Yeah, hell yeah.
What would you like to
We
do?
got that flush draw going, right? Backdoor straight.
Do you have,
I would bet 8.25 probably.
yeah, I think we're gonna bet a lot here. We mix, we mostly,
You can even go bigger.
we're range betting, we're
doesn't
checking
matter.
only 14% on this texture across our entire range. So we see this a lot on this two-tone King high board and a 3-bet pot in theory. He likes a small size. So you get called, repeat king. I have no clue what to do. What do you think?
Oof. Hmm. In game, I would just continue with 50% and then hope to fold out something, but
Yeah, it gives up.
I got figured.
The jig is up. However, you're not breaking the solver. All right, what about now? You want to give it now?
Yeah. The 5-6 is there, the heart.
He's like, fuck you,
Hmm.
repeat king. I'm gonna hear you with eights.
Bro, can you switch the move a bit? I'm curious about something. If we continue the aggression after the second king or after the 4, after the river, does he still play with that 4? I'm curious with that 8, sorry, the pair of 8s. I'm curious.
Does
Can
the
you see-
solver
If we
call
jam,
down?
Yeah, I'm curious
at the river?
if you still keep pushing, yeah. If you keep pushing.
All right, so how often are we using the size is the first question. So we use a size sometimes. It's part of our range here on turn. We call. He calls. River 4. So question becomes, where do our bluffs come from and where's our value? So we do have bluffs here. So our bluffs are like no equity, Jack 10. We really actually look, I don't think we don't have shoves here. Because I think because maybe the backdoor flush came in.
Yeah, exactly like 28.7, not just jam, not the all-in. I'm not thinking about the all-in, just like another bet, but
Yeah,
a considerable bet, you know?
yeah.
Half the
So
pot,
I would imagine we want to block the flush.
right?
So in theory, if I think we had ace queen in hand, right, in game? We had ace jack.
Ace jack.
So ace jack's given up. It doesn't care if it has a heart.
Mm-hmm.
But oftentimes our no equity bluffs are going to be composed of a heart, ace of hearts.
Yeah, and it also
So-
applied to that ace jack off, even though we get to this point we don't have ace jack off, but the very little slivers of ace jack that we do, the heart, or at least the ace of hearts, diamonds, ace of hearts, jack, those are still betting, but not spade.
No, it's checking.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I guess for some reason it's chosen that ace queen has some mysterious. Maybe it's because it's blocking king queen.
King, queen.
Yeah, I'm moving around king queen. Because if you look pre, it's got king queen suited. So maybe in full. So maybe it likes blocking those 4 combos. Hey, Mike, are you inside now?
Yeah.
Would you mind taking over the duties of telling who's next?
Oh,
I don't know.
sure. Yeah, let me,
Since I'm a shitty multitasker.
yeah, you got it.
And who was that you just went? That was
Me.
Dean.
that was the dean. All right.
Dean.
Who's next, Mike?
Well, my list might be different than your list. I have me, you, Dean, Tura, Bogdan, Zhao, Jack, and Richie. I haven't heard.
Okay, yeah. Jack, you want to try one?
Sure.
All right, Jack, here you go.
Oh, I like this one.
Yeah, good start.
Who doesn't like aces?
I think I would bet big here. Because it's
Okay.
an under the gun open and he called the 3-bet. So he's gonna have
Yeah.
a lot of kings. So I bet 75%.
It's in there. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. How much of our range are we doing that with? Yeah, 15% of our range, and this is it. So bet 75. Do we get it? Yeah, we get a call. You're very happy now. What would you like to do on a turn here?
Definitely want to set up for a river shove, which, you know, we don't have to bet that big, so. But after we bet big, I would go 50%.
Okay. It might go smaller just for the reason you're talking about, because you don't need to go big to get it all in.
No,
Ah,
you
You
don't.
nailed it. You got it. He calls
And
and
then easy
let me-
all in.
bring it all in.
Easy peasy.
There you go. Easy game.
Nice.
Easy game. It's easy when you got aces.
It is. That's true. Who's next, Mike?
Richie.
Richie, would you like one?
Skip
sir?
me on this one. Yeah, skip me this one. I'm just concentrating on the studying part at the minute. Watching you
Yeah.
guys, I mean.
No worries.
Then I'll take one.
All right. Mike, here you
All
go.
right. Ugh, the flop kind of sucks. All right, so no backdoor. I'm going to probably check this a ton versus a solver. So let's check.
So
It's either
look how
check or
much,
bet
I wonder
big.
if this is because it's just at the very bottom of the range, right? So we're checking almost 70% on this texture. And this ace queen really has to be towards the bottom. I mean, we've totally whiffed. So it likes betting more with this one. The ones with back doors. It
Yeah,
checks more.
I've been trying to notice this trend lately. The one without the back door, I call it the Badoogie one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, for some reason it likes to. I'm assuming is just like the pure bluff version of the ace queen.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got what? Yeah, it's like we're on this weird 55% equity thing. Yeah, it just doesn't like it very much. Anyway, we check. He puts in a baby
Mhm.
bet.
Yeah, I was expecting that. Now, I don't know what we ever do. I guess if we had the back doors is when we continue for sure. Do we continue with the Badoogie version of this? And uh I'd say to this small size and our pot odds, I think we still get to call. It's probably indifferent now though. So let's call and keep playing the hand.
Well-
It's not in, well, I guess it is still indifferent, right? Or is it just value?
I think, you had proceed 50% equity, right? So when he makes this bet and your pot odds are 14%. The solver just says we can call.
Like, I
And
guess
mix in some raises.
and we're still dominating a lot of his potential hands, I guess.
Yeah. And it's hard to find a check raise here because we just don't have any. I wouldn't find this check raise because we just don't have anything going on. But this is the very bottom of range, so it kind of makes sense.
Let's remember this heuristic, the offsuit brand of the overcards. All right, so we called, we get this, it just keeps getting worse. We check, we're not gonna be donking here. And we fold. So a pretty significant version of still staying with it. I guess we're just still have equity versus his bluffs.
I might find this with ace king, but I'm not gonna find this with ace queen. Yeah. That's why, because this in
Yeah.
solver land, this is so much part of, I guess, that line that he takes. All right, who's next?
All right, back to the top of my list is Larry.
All right. I
Oh, wait,
wonder if
we have a new participant that maybe has joined since Skate is with us now.
Skate, this hand's so much fun. I'm gonna take it, but you can do the next one. I think this is gonna high freak check raise. We're betting here, but if we take this line, I think we get the check raise. We does not oblige us. So here on this repeat 10. I wonder if we get to push our equity here. Yeah. I'm just not using the right size. This is the over bet. And guys, we're nice to us today. Look at that. We use the small size sometimes for inducing. Oh, that bastard. The bastard computer. I'm wondering, I want to see how often he small bets here. Now his range is a lot more condensed than Button's calling range, so it might change this. Might change how much he small bets. He just haven't, he doesn't have as much coverage for this texture as he would if he was calling a 3-bet from the button. So here, how much does he small bet? You've got a lot of small bets. So these small bets, I'm thinking this is going to check raise very often. Check raise is more than it calls, but the backdoor check raise is almost pure. But this one is definitely in it. And what size? It uses like a, he went, yeah, I kind of think this is a 3x to his bet
And
size.
Ace king is check folding.
Ace king without the backdoor is check folding. Now why ace queen gets to check raise? I don't know. That feels like a solver rabbit
Ace
hole.
queen could get 9-jack for the straight.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Our overpairs are pure check raising here when he small bets. And our tens, I guess, are balancing that out and also check raising. All right, who's next?
Okay, Tura.
All right, you're on. Nice answer. What would you like to do?
Bet small.
Polarizing. Now, I don't know why this is. My guess, and anyone is, of course, free to offer their opinion. When we look at our top pair here, notice how linear our betting is depending on our kicker. I think that's what driving these overbets.
And they never have two pair here, right?
That must, yeah, good point. Let's actually, that's a really good point. They might have.
They have ace 9 and ace 6.
So, but then maybe we're blocking it. So there's one combo of ace 9. It's just 8-9, ace 9 club. So I think Mike, you're right. I think the fact that there's only one 2-pair combo they can have is probably part of it. Of course, they have 9s and 6s, but I think this is being driven by, yeah, I think you're right. Well, what was I gonna check here? Let's go look at clear ranges. Let's just look at 2 hand set 2-pair. Yeah. So you're spot on. They only have ace 9 suited. So they only have, in theory, one combo of 2-pair. They have the sets, they have 9s and 6s, but I think that's what's driving this. I think that's what's driving our ability to fast play top pair tuck kicker. Because we just don't get cooler that often. In theory. I'm sorry, I interrupted someone. Go ahead.
No, I just said that we have sets as well.
We have aces. I don't do.
6s and 9s.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
have aces and 9s,
then
maybe just a
some
little
sixes.
bit of 6.
Yeah. This is our range. We've got 9s. We're 3-betting. We 3-bet pure against button. With 9s. Okay. Anyway. Here we go. We're not breaking this solver. So you bet he calls. What would you like to do?
Check.
Yeah, I think we're gonna check a lot here. Nope, we don't care. We don't give a fuck. Maybe that's because the ace of spades is composed so much of his flush draws? I don't know. I'm surprised we don't slow down. I thought we were gonna slow down. We'll take the line that solver is taking. We're gonna be 50. And we get. Well, 7-8 gets there. What would you like to do here?
No idea.
Yeah.
Jam, I guess.
It wants to
Yeah.
block. And get called by ace queen. That's the hand we were targeting, I guess. I wonder, so let's see what happens. In theory, I mean, that's why I guess we're taking those big sizes, right? Because hands like, we're getting max value from ace queen on this texture. Where we're just not cooler that often with top pair, top kicker. So here, what was our favorite? So with ace king. If we overbet, all right, this is a rare, unusual 3-bet pot overbet. Because overbets aren't really necessary because of the SPR. In 100 bigs, but we take the overbet. He's calling with his ace. He gets indifferent here. He's calling, but then instead of the 2 of spades, let's make it the 2 of clubs. Now what do we do? Now we're making our 2-street game. But so it's a 2-street game and we're shoving all of our top pair, it looks like. Yeah, we just shove all, we don't care. We're just shoving all of our top pair. But when the 2 of spades comes, we're slowing down. I guess the only thing that is betting actually is the aces, ace king. Everything else is checking often.
And king, queen with 1 spade.
Yeah, and we're mixing king, queen, 1 spade. And we're turning our no equity
Mm-hmm.
queen down here into a bluff. Okay. Who's next, Mike?
Bogdan.
Bogdan, are you ready, sir?
Yes, my brothers, I am. Hello.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
Something's not right.
Oh, please ignore
King,
my
jack off.
thing in the background.
Alexa,
Oh.
stop.
Okay. um,
Okay, so
let's bet 20%. We have an ace on the flop, so I know it's aggressive with even if we didn't hit anything. Huh? No, check. Okay.
wants to give up here. Where does it like, so it's really kind of 2 minds here. Cause it's checking half the time. And I imagine it is mixing that up across. Yeah, so it's protecting its checking range, the solver, by checking its ace X a lot here.
Okay.
So this is gonna be. So when we look at this linear equity graph before, we had a couple hands where we saw small blind with the yellow, where we just were above the equity of button. But this one's really kind of jumbled, so we just kind of mix what we do here. And you can see we're betting across our entire range. So, all right, well, let's change this to a check.
Yeah, let's change it to check in this case, but it's gonna bet.
That's half.
And now it's fold. It's forcing me to fold, you know?
He is forcing you to fold. Let's see what his bluff is. His bluff is
Oh,
open
there's no
set.
bluff.
We are
Felt it
quite
right.
happy we did not have an ace here.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, thank you.
No worries.
Okay, so if we have an ace here, let's say we have ace king here, are we always stacking off? I know I keep saying stacking off with ace king.
Generally, are we stacking off? Well, it depends on what the turn and river are, right? But just like before, when we don't have, I think we're probably, I think generally the solver out of position is gonna play more defensively. It's not, it's gonna barrel with some part of his range. It's gonna barrel with some bluffs. Triple barrel with some bluffs, but generally it's going to play more defensively. And it's got showdown, right? But it's got showdown against a range where we don't have much visibility as to what they have, because when we bet, we're not really allowing ourselves to have any visibility as to what imposition has. Because we are gonna fold out a lot of his range that can't sustain or can't withstand that kind of betting pattern. But we're also gonna be betting into the nuts a lot. So, I mean, your mileage may vary. The pool that you play in, maybe you do want to triple barrel with a large part of your range because they're gonna call down with like, I don't know. Maybe they call like 9-8 of diamonds and they're gonna call down because they don't believe you. So, I mean, it depends on what your pool is like.
Larry,
Yeah,
do you still have access to the previous hand where it was ace 9-6? What was the difference in the flop? It was two-tone, right?
yeah. So,
Whereas this one is rainbow. So the two-tone one had overbets. This flop had no overbets. I'm just curious where the big difference lies.
that's a good question. So this
Is it
one is here.
because it's two-tone, or is it because the five, ace five versus like an ace six type hand?
Well, so let's think about, so this, I wonder, yeah, that's a good question. So let's look at do you want to compare
The flop.
our flop betting pattern? Here we go.
Yeah.
So this is the one we just did, right?
Okay.
We're
So
checking a lot,
Yep. And notice there's no overbets. It's 50%
no
check.
overbets. And then this is the first one. I'll put it here. This is the first one. And we do have these overbets. So the question is it because, well, let's
I
look
have
at,
I have a theory, and I'm wondering if you change this 6 here to a 5.
if that's gonna change it. Okay, let's look at that. I just wanna look at something real quick. So these aren't that. Whatever, that's a little bit too geeky. So. Change the 6 to a 5.
Yeah, keep it the 5 of spades for now. Keep it two-tone.
5 of spades.
Yeah. Okay, the overbets are still there. Make it the 5 of clubs or diamonds or whatever.
Yeah, it changes
Yeah,
a
the
lot.
overbets go away.
Do you think it's because he has to call the overbet with his flush draws?
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I was curious why the one didn't have any overbets and the one did. Because the overbets are so rare. That's why, it
They
stands
are
out.
wearing a 3-bet pot.
It stands
Yeah.
out as a kind of an anomaly or something.
So when we do overbet, which is what, a P125?
No, 120, yeah, 125. And then go to the button node.
Oh,
You're-
I'm in the wrong place. That's why it's not working. So they're calling with their flush draws. So that might be, they're folding gut shot down there, but they're calling, so I guess maybe it's because we extract value from the flush draws here.
Okay.
What about like an ace 9-10 rainbow?
Oops, you didn't want to do that. Ace 9-10. This is R. Yeah, we're just range betting then. The mystery that is the solver. Who knows? But I think I'm going with the theory that maybe we like extracting value. From flush draws. We do have bigger bets, but it's not, we don't have over bets here.
Does it have to do with anything with the bottom of the range being, the second card being the bottom of their range?
It might.
Like on the 9?
I think it also has to do with the two pair theory. That he doesn't have, like here he has two pair, right?
Yeah, it's ace-10.
And then we see the back here, he just doesn't have as much ace eight.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Zhao is next. I think I
Zhao,
that was Bogdan, right? That was Bogdan's hand.
think so.
Yep.
Zhao.
Alright, let's do this.
All right, here we go, Zhao. All right, you have a very tough hand to play. How would you like to play it?
So much pressure on me now. I don't even know.
No pressure,
Range
sir.
bet, 8.
Say it again.
I'm gonna bet 33%.
33%, you said?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
And I like to baby bet. It is small betting across its entire range here. I think we just kill this flop. We just slam this flop, so. Yeah, so we're the yellow line. And when we have such a, and you can see it here too, our range advantage doesn't get much bigger than this on flop. So there's a strong correlation between what solver views as our range advantage and our bet size. The greater our range advantage, the smaller the bet size and the larger part of our range, the largest part of our range we're betting. So here we're betting range and we're betting small. Small and frequently, as they say. So, why don't we leave it at B33? We're not breaking anything. He calls you, you've got two pair. This is a very interesting spot. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna do go for 50%.
Okay. It likes to polarize. I'm just gonna change this. It likes to.
Okay.
I think you are now. Yeah, I think maybe we go this. He's got two combos of king queen suited. And I think he has ace queen. Does he four bet off ace queen?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Ace
Yeah.
queen's a mix on the button.
Ace queen off.
Never the suited one.
Yeah, he's got it sometimes. Okay. So I guess that's why we get to run this fast play. Okay. Who's next?
Dean.
Senor Dean, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
Give me something good. I would just bet like 33 in game, honestly.
Yeah, it's in there. I think we check a lot. Ace king. Yeah. He likes to check our best non-paired, even in a three bet pot. Some bet sometimes though.
All in. Whoa.
I know. This is kind of like we see this on occasion on these jack high connected flops. This is definitely a play solver likes to make. And I think definitely this doesn't make sense against humans.
Like I can see queens, but kings, like, you know.
Yeah. It does this a lot with this jack high connected flops. And it only does it with this area. So I think one time, a long time ago, um, we looked at an aggregate report. And it only makes us play with like 1 or 2% of any flops into this flop texture. I think we generally can just disregard it. Because it doesn't make sense to actually study and plan to play like a solver in this manner when it's only like, I don't know, 2% of flops that actually makes this shove. So we bet and he
Oh my
shoves.
god. That sucks so bad. I gotta fold.
Apparently
I
he
wanna
has
call
studied
really
solver.
so much.
Yeah, he's been evidently he's a well-studied player.
Yeah.
Hey,
He's got
Scotty,
eights.
what's he do this with?
Ace queen.
King,
Oh,
queen.
you fucking
He does it
bitch.
with what we were supposed to do it with.
Yep.
I wanted to call so bad too.
Solver be cray cray.
Jack is next.
Jack, would you like to take one?
Sure. I'm ready.
Alright, here we go. This is an interesting spot.
Yeah. I would bet small, 33%.
Yeah, you
Yes.
got it. Look at that. We're betting range here on this paired ace board.
In real life, I would never bet there. Yes, the solver says to do it, but I would never play it that way.
What would you do, Scotty?
I would
Check.
check call.
I would go.
Um,
Oh, sorry.
oh,
I would say at
go-
this point, I would go into a check call mode.
Yeah.
Okay.
After betting small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can bet for value here though now. And I would bet small. 13.5, 35%.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah.
Does he oblige?
Ah, he got us.
I'm surprised he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't raise here because there's nothing that calls in theory. If he raises this, he doesn't, he only gets called by better.
Even after the check turn though, that humans, I think that's the one that humans don't do. If you check that turn, humans decide their jack kicker is fine.
Yeah, agreed. I'm sure that solver's trapping here.
Yeah, solver traps.
Alright, who's next?
Richie.
Richie, you
Yeah,
wanna,
let's go.
alright. Nice hand, Richie. What do you wanna do?
So we 3-bet, they've called. I'd continue small 33.
Yeah. We are pretty much range betting on this texture. Rainbow, king high. Somewhat connected.
Yeah, it's double Broadway is why it's so strong for us, right? As well as
Yeah, that's a good way to think of it. Double Broadway. And also rainbow we like here out of position.
Yep.
He calls you.
I feel like this is still a continue. I'm just not 100% confident on the size if it's 50 or 75. I would probably say 75.
You get overbets here. But I think 75 is fine. Yeah, no overbets.
It's
Let's
actually
go
small
small.
33.
So if you look at
majority.
aces here. It's kind of choose your own adventure.
And I would make the argument that this is not because aces want to be in all those different buckets. It's because all those buckets want aces in them.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to look at it. We're kind of, yeah, we're balancing our sizing and we're chucking aces into all the buckets.
Right. So you only need to make this adjustment when you're trying to play balanced against people. If not, like if you're only playing with them one night or they're not paying attention, you can just max value your aces and never do the check.
I think I'm in the fuck balance school
Yeah.
of thought. I don't think
Yeah.
it's really necessary. Unless you're
And-
playing one case.
Right. And in this case, the fuck balance is cut out all of the check, cut out all of the limps, cut out all the checks, and maybe cut out all the smalls. Maybe that if you're fucking balance.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I
Yeah.
think it's betting small also because it just wants. It's got so much equity, it wants to keep the range wide.
Yeah.
Especially with the ace of diamonds.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is the ace of diamonds the reason we're betting small because we're blocking some of their backdoor flush draws, right? Continuing.
Yeah, we really like
And
ace of
obviously,
diamonds.
we've
yeah.
also got the ace, so we're blocking two of their backdoor flush draws with both the spade and the diamond. So yeah, I can
Good point.
understand why it's going small to keep their ranges wider and keep weaker hands in, such as queens, right? Potentially, they
Yeah.
maybe still fall to the smaller size.
Well, let's see. Let's look really quick
Yeah.
on turn here. How often does it use this size? So we're gonna look at turn, flop, turn. So the range is using this small size a lot. It does have some polarizing sizing. We see aces. Where does it put aces into our equity bucket? It's up there, right? We're like 80, 70%.
Mm-hmm.
And we're even betting with the very top of our range here for some reason. We're not trapping with kings full.
So if we bet 75, what is their range, calling range, compared to if we bet 33? Like, does their obviously it will increase a lot, but I'm wondering how
They-
much it increases.
So they're folding 40% essentially at 75 of
Okay.
their range. And they're folding 30%. And we're
Yeah.
keeping in queens, right?
Yeah, and you can
And
see it
what
with,
about 33? Because we're looking at 50% yeah bet rather than 33%.
Yeah, queens are still indifferent.
yeah, we folded out queens pure at 75 against the solver.
Yeah. Makes sense. It's definitely because we've blocked two back doors, it makes 100% to go smaller and keep their range wider.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess the theory is that, when we polarize too large, we end up only getting called by better. Whereas if we bet smaller, a large portion of his range that continues are worse hand. Okay. Who's
Right.
next?
Mike is next, then Skate, and then Scotty.
All right.
Versus under the gun. Oh, this is like I'm stuck with these kind of hands and these flops. This is check, maybe pure.
Yeah, I think it's a pure check. With this combo.
Yeah.
Again, just to kind of reiterate what I said before, we often check on this kind of texture. And
Yeah.
if we do bet, we're betting large. We go polar. That's an interesting card.
Interesting little turn for us. I wish it was the king of, I don't know, diamonds. So
Yeah.
I think maybe, no, I didn't get to like bet small here, like a delayed C bet of sorts. No, I think I'm just checking.
Yeah, we're giving up. What are we betting? That's just a different way. So we think of that card as being good for our range, but is it? This is always the question I have. That looks like a good card, but in theory, is it? So here, we check. He checks back. Right now, his range is winning. He's got the equity advantage.
By a
His
good
turn
margin.
king comes.
Yeah, he goes from 57. It's good for us.
It's good for us a little bit, but it really is not dramatic, is it?
But it's also, remember, it's not just the king that came, it's the fact that it went check, check. The fact,
Yeah, true.
yeah.
Yeah, we're
Because
both capped at this point.
Yeah, we were seeing his equity before he checked.
It's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, do something like pair the 9. Neither of us has a 9 there, and you'll see that, and you'll see the same kind of equity shift. Because he bets we both bet a 9 if we have it.
So we've got a real equity advantage when
Yeah.
here.
Well, you're looking at, there you go. Yeah.
And then
He's got
That's
a,
it. It doesn't change. Look at that.
oh, okay, then it is the king. Okay,
57. And then 59.
okay.
So yeah, I think the king is significant, but not when it, well, let's take this rabbit hole to the extreme here. Let's make this not a nut. Let's make this the king of hearts. So here, 57, right? Let's just make sure this actually 57. Okay, yeah, 52
Mhm.
for him. We're the three better and we're the dog, but then this small blind, this king comes. It doesn't change much. All right.
Yeah, would you check one thing just for the way the interface works? Click on the small blind immediately after the board flop comes up. See, so here it says that, yeah, there. So here it says his equity is 52, and then go to the next one and see if it changes. Does it reflect the thing? It does. So it reflects the fact that he checked.
It reflects the fact that out of position three better checked, yes. I
Yeah.
think it does.
Okay. Right. Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. Okay, so we check.
Yeah, and oh,
Welcome to poker.
I feel like in this situation that we actually bluff quite often here. Like B50. So in this case, B63. I don't know if that's correct. I just feel like I've seen this heuristic before. It's a little bit, but no.
It's in there. I think it's,
Chose the right size.
yeah. And you get the better hand to fold. Well played, sir.
You're the greatest poker player who ever lived, Mike.
Yep. I rolled very, very high. Got that 6%. Skate is up next.
Okay, so
Ivy.
we've been in the trainer for a little bit over an hour. How much longer do you guys want to go on the trainer before we switch to looking at hands?
I'm good with more trainer.
More trainer for a while more? Okay, why don't we go till, we do another 10-15 minutes and then we'll go to Mark Tans. Does that sound good?
Yeah, if you want to take it like through the another round of people.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
All right, skates
Okay,
up.
skate. I've given
Okay.
you jacks, sir. How are you gonna play them?
Okay, I will play by. We 3-bet pre-flop.
Yeah, so here's the line. Under the gun raises. We're in a small blind. We 3-bet to 11. Under the gun calls, you've got this flop and you got jacks.
Okay, so they just call. It's gonna discount all of the overpair. Yeah, we're gonna bet here. We're gonna go. I'm gonna go like standard 33, or maybe even.
I think we're gonna
Maybe.
check a lot here. But we'll try it. Ah, we're betting big. I was gonna check raise this, but it's not so much.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Yeah. Do you want to take the big bet or you want to take the check?
No, I know standard is checking. I know, but I just was gonna go with the B33 or
Okay,
B50.
we can do that. It's not breaking anything.
Yeah.
You've got small, he calls you. You get a pretty tricky 3. Bringing in the back door.
We bet 33, right?
We did.
Okay. Hmm.
What did Vic do?
I'm gonna take the bet line. So I'm gonna check here.
All right, let's check. Check back. What would you do here on river?
Let's go. Let's go like 85 or 60.
Nailed escape. Okay, he's put you in hell. How would you like to react to being in hell? He has in position shoved you on a paired board. I think you're probably very indifferent, but what would you like to do?
Well, my heart says fold, but the pot odds say call, right? No.
Well, here are the pot odds. You've got to win more than 24% of the time. It's close, man. These are always very close and in solver very uncomfortable. Usually the solver's indifferent.
Yeah,
I say go with
yeah,
your heart, dude. Go with your heart.
yeah. I'm gonna.
Yeah. It's indifferent. It's like, do what you want, man.
Yeah.
Let's see what he has. He bluffed us with the sevens.
Left us.
Does anybody think that this texture and these overcards allow for a check raise? I want to see how much we check raise this, and I wonder if we check raise jacks more than we do aces. So if we're here on this texture, I don't know how the paired board plays into this. So we check healthy amount of time. We are checking. So if we go here,
I called, right? Did he bluff me?
Yeah, he
bluffed
called.
the sevens.
He folded. He bluffed you with sevens.
But you know what? I think we can all agree that you need to call at a much smaller frequency against humans.
On that board, though, I'm not sure. I mean, in general, yes, but I wanted to call on that board because I think that he's got 10, I think he's got 10-9 that he does that we beat.
Yeah.
So we lose to pocket tens, pocket nines, any six, queens, kings, and aces. And against humans, I think that
10-9,
I
yeah.
think that that's a call we got to do,
Okay,
Especially when we
yeah.
check the turn, you know?
especially when we check the turn.
okay. Yeah, I can see that. All right,
Yeah.
I'm curious. We'll look at this real quick. So if we check here,
But I'm with you, or I'm with you, or we can overfold to humans when they raise the river.
yeah, I think generally that's the case.
Right.
So he
I think that's
bets often when we check to him. He bets half the time. I'm curious where our check raises come from when he uses this small sizing. I think the overpairs are, and I wonder if it's linear. Like, no, it's jacks are actually the least, but the other overpairs are check raising high freak. I wonder if it's
Do
not.
we
if it's a
want them to have
non-paired
jacks when we
board,
have the overpairs?
do we do it as much? We do. We just check raise. We're protecting our checking range here, in theory. I'm sorry. What did you say, Dean?
Oh, I was like, we probably want them to have jacks more, is why we overbet or check raise like aces, kings, queens.
Yeah, I think you're right. I thought jacks would check raise more because it likes check raising for protection, but no, it's very linear. Okay. Who's next?
Scotty.
Scotty,
Scotty, you are.
I like this exercise because generally we have good hands. That's fun.
Except this time.
No, this is fine. I have backdoors. And okay, so I definitely not betting big. Ten king. 10. No, if his time back is going, then I'm betting 33. If there's a time bank there. There we go. All right, betting 5.
There's no time bank for the guy who brings the zoom to the table.
All right.
We're
Yeah, bet
checking a
5.
lot and then we're betting. I'm surprised we have such small bets on here, but we do bet often and small here.
Yeah.
I'm often confused. I mean, so we've got he's got king 10 suited.
Mm-hmm.
He does not have 10-8 suited.
Right.
I'm often
We have
confused what you
king
do on
10
these
off.
boards.
That you should be confused. When you check 42% of the time and bet 55% of the time, you should be confused.
The solver's saying, don't worry, I'm confused too.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we're not breaking anything, so he folds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious real quick. These are just tough boards to play in through a pot.
Mhm.
Connected rainbow boards.
If we bet 5, does he call his 8s? Or do they fold even to the 5?
We will take a look. So we have a range advantage, which makes sense. So my theory here is that we have a range advantage, so we're betting often. However, the locked up equity is driving down sizing.
Yep.
Because of that, we're using a B20 as opposed to a B33 a lot.
Right.
Now, the other question I have is,
And I
The-
had just concluded that we never bet bigger than 33. I hadn't concluded we bet all the way down to 20.
Yeah, I guess that's an adjustment.
Yeah.
That's an adjustment I, would be hesitant to make in game against
Yes,
someone who
yes.
plays street poker and is going to just on its face read your very small size as you're a very weak hand.
Yeah.
And they're going to
Yeah.
imposition raise.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's got twice as, well, not twice as many, but he's got a little bit more of the king 10 because we've got king 10 on.
Right.
But as percentage of range, he's got more straights. Okay, in theory.
So when we bet 5, what does he do?
Okay, so let's refute the hand and see.
Okay,
So
I would
we
like to bet 5. I'm so good at
Yeah,
this.
I mean, he may not have aces this time, though. You have to go to study.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
We'll look at
I mean, he may not have eights here.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
So,
Once he calls me and I get my ace, I want to check the turn.
yeah, I think you probably do check. So when you bet 5, he's indifferent with his under pairs.
Right. And when I bet 35, when I bet the 33, let's see, did the 8s fold all the time or did I just get the right roll?
So it's strange. 5s, 4s, 3s, and deuces call. 6, 7s, and 8s fold.
You must have some kind of stupid, crazy blocking properties here, but
You
Well-
have fewer of them. If you average that out, when you go to the turn, you will now have a reasonable amount of 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, and 8s. They'll all be,
that's your point. We just have, imposition has 2s, 3s, and 4s at a lower frequency that he calls.
right. So
Okay.
therefore, this shapes his range going to the turn.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, he's indifferent with that
Right.
small size.
But when we hit 33 instead, he does. See, how much does that fold out? How much does that change it? A
He folds.
lot,
Yeah.
a lot. Okay. Then I regret nothing.
Do you want to play this one out? It's kind of an interesting spot.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
wanna play
yeah,
it out?
I'm gonna, because I'm now gonna check.
So we check, he checks back.
And after the check back, I am gonna bet for value. I'm gonna bet small for value. And my small is gonna be 3.5 and 12.5. 12.5. Okay, 3.5.
It's just not, I'm surprised it's checking. What's it? This must be because he's got straights that he slow plays at a high frequency. River. And what was I gonna look at? How often are we checking? We're checking a lot and we have some we have some shoves. I guess we probably want to block the straight for shoving. Okay, anyway.
You want to have something really good or at least block the really good thing. But I bet 12 and he folds anyway. And he folded a jack. Great.
Okay.
That's why I think you bet 3. Okay.
Who is next?
All right, Larry.
All right, it's me. I don't like this hand. But what am I doing with range here against UTG? I think these we saw before we're betting often. Yeah. We're mixing here. But we can bet. We can
That's a
open
good
ender.
card.
We want to polarize a lot. I'm gonna take the check line. I don't think we check raise. We do. Eat some of this.
Draw, baby. Pair and a draw.
And he folds his queens. Folds his
Nice.
better hand.
Yes.
Pair plus draw, old school.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right, who's next?
Tura.
Sure. Would you like a hand, sir?
Bogdan is next if Tura's not there.
Please give me the hand.
Oh,
Okay.
there he is.
You're here, bro.
Oh, yeah, you want that one.
Royal.
interesting hand.
Royal stuff. Okay.
Uh, I'm gonna start with a small bet, 33%.
Well, we're at 33%. You're in there. Look how much we're checking this hand. We're
Hmm.
checking all of our ace ten. So if we have, let's draw nuts.
With checking range, more or less.
And it's not gonna include our top pair. Yeah, we're checking a lot on this board, more than I thought against UTG. Okay, but we can bet. He calls you. Pete Jack, what would you like to do?
Check.
I think we're check a lot here. A fishy B50.
Jam.
I'm on call.
I
Good luck,
yeah,
Jim.
I think we have too much equity to jam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a lot of good hands here.
We're just, yeah.
This is the old only get called but better issue. We love having outs to the
Yeah.
flush, but all right. So paired board. The question becomes how many. So he's in UTG. How many ace jack suited does he have? There's one combo available, right?
Yep.
And queen jack suited. So one combo plus two combos of queen jack suited. That's
3 combos.
three combos of the
and 3
nuts.
combos of
Plus
queens.
pocket queens. He
And that's why we
he didn't
saw
bet
it.
off with all his queens.
And that is why we value bet. I gave away the ghost. Doing some combinatorics. Okay, so we looks like we do this size. But I'll let you decide. What do you want to do, Torah? No hints.
I would probably check, but
I'm not gonna let
yeah.
you check here. You're always gonna block bet. And you get called by
check.
chip checks. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting hand.
If
Do you
only
think-
we shoved.
The question I would have is, what do we do? I think it calls if he shoves and we block. So river,
Oh, we don't fold this.
and then he has, so he is going all in. He's gonna have bluffs here, right? So he's gonna have, he sometimes turns 10-9 into a bluff. Sometimes he turns tens into a bluff. This is, so his top two equity, which is counterfeit often, is 21%. So he's turning that into a bluff. Okay, so when he bluffs, when he shoves, what are our filter flushes? We're indifferent.
Holy God.
We are indifferent on a paired board. Ace king is calling. So our combo was what, the ace 10?
Ace 10.
Ace 10 here. Yeah, we are entirely. It's like, I don't know. Flip a coin, dude. Doesn't know. Ace king does have equity. I guess there's some blocker action going on there. But generally we are indifferent. All right.
I do not understand the blocker action of the king.
I don't either. If anybody
Because
has any
blocking king-
ideas, I
Blocking
mean,
king oh, no, I do not. I do not understand it.
yeah, that's
Unblock-
that's deep into this deep solver blocker rabbit hole.
Maybe it unblocks a bluff that he would have taken or something, but I don't care.
Yeah. It's
Because- Because our opponents are not taking that bluff,
no.
that specific one.
Yeah, I think we could generally overfold.
Fog is up.
Bob, you're on.
I hear
Okay.
guys.
This is always interesting kind of texture to play with this combo. What would you like to do?
I would continue the c-bet. Let's say 20%. 5. Bet 5.
Yeah.
Ah,
I
even more.
wanted to check
Okay.
raise here, but it doesn't really do it. So, okay, so. But it does attack this, right?
Mm-hmm. It does attack it even harder than I thought.
With the combo jump,
50%,
you're
yeah.
fine. I mean, it's kind of doing, you can do whatever you want here. He calls you, you get an ace. What would you like to
We
do
flip
now?
on ace. Um, 11.55, 33%.
I think you're
Or
gonna
50.
check sometimes here.
I
But
also was thinking about the check, but because I saw the aggression earlier, I'm like, okay, if you want to play like that, let's go for it. Let's check. Let's try to check. Let's try
I
to
could
check
be
that.
wrong. I'm guessing.
I know. I
No,
know.
we mix,
Still-
we small bet, check.
Ah, small bet. Okay, so still 20%. Okay,
So we check. He checks back.
just checking. Yeah,
I think we have to value bet here, but a straight came in, right?
We have the jack though.
we
We
have the
do, we're
jack. Yeah.
blocking it. That's a good point. So. What would you like to do, sir?
Loading. Bet 12.5. The other one, yeah, that one.
Yeah,
Oops, no.
It's just not good enough.
Still checking. He doesn't like it. Okay, Jason, let's see. Oh, he's
And
done
we're
it.
gonna
Okay.
fold to this shove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Showdown. Let's see. Why
Yeah.
did you do that?
The board is just scary for us. And we just don't have a good enough ace to bet. Do we bet? The question I would ask is on river, where is our value threshold with top pair? Or do we check top pair pure? So here, strategy, top pair. We're mixing. We want, for some reason, we want to block his busted FDs. But
We do
I
have.
think
we do want to
a
do that,
safe, I think a simplified way to look at this is ace king.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's good enough to bet, and everything else we can just throw into the check call range. But ace king, we want to value back.
Why don't we have ace queen? We would just take a different line with it or something?
No, ace queen is two pair, so it's not. I filtered for top pair.
Oh, okay. I was like, why is it in that range? That makes sense.
So anyway. All right, so we fold. Who's next?
Thank you.
Zhao.
Joe, would you like to take a hand, sir?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, here we go. He shows us the bluff. Is it the bluff? Yes. All right. Nice hand, good texture against button. What would you like to do?
Bet 5.
Okay. Yeah, you nailed it. Very top of range. We could do tons of stuff with aces, but this is our preferred. He calls you. That is a brick of all bricks.
Okay, let's bet 50%. Hold on. 2 goods or 50%? I will go with 50%. Oh no.
You're fine. You're in there. Same, worth the same EV. You called, and
I guess I'm gonna jam it now.
this is kind of a dream run out for aces, so I think, yeah, just jam it.
Come on, ace, king, not king, queen, ace, king, queen.
Oh,
I hate him so much.
So we always lose there, right?
yeah, we're always gonna pay king, queen. He's got so much king X.
Yeah, I feel for some reason I always feel so bad.
Yeah, we all do.
happens to me.
But
Correct to lose all your money here.
Yeah, when I see
it's
that,
true.
Yep.
when I see that, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So-
When I see this type of hand, I always question myself. I always tell myself, oh, I should have bet smaller or.
well, you know, that is one value. I mean, we're not supposed to just hand check in solver, but sometimes it makes sense to hand check against what you did and see what solver did. It can definitely help us justify our play sometimes, especially if it's tilting you.
High five and celebrate losses.
I mean, one way to look at it is like against all of his hands. when you start with aces, you pretty much have 80%. You're gonna win 80% of the time when you get to river. So, but 20% of the time you're gonna get sucked out on.
I also, if I could say something, I think very few players at the low stakes would resist raising this top two pair here, which is bad, but most players at low stakes are bad. So they might
Yeah.
give you a chance to get away from one pair here.
That's a good point. Especially, I mean, a lot of players are going to be concerned about the spades coming in. And so their top two, they're gonna wanna just end the hand now. So if you listen to their sizing. Yeah, that's a good point, Jack.
Although in a
But-
3-bet pot at 100 big blinds deep, it's gonna be really hard to get away from the aces here. Because we're not gonna fold to the first raise, are we?
Probably not, but then if
Hmm.
they,
If he raises the flop there, are we instantly folding aces
Nope.
in theory, are against humans.
against humans? We're
Nope.
playing humans. They
Not
raise-
with the aces, never with the ace of spades.
Right. And so by the time the turn comes around, the SPR is it's gonna be really hard not to go broke in this particular case because of the stack depth, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, potentially.
It's good strategy. Go broke.
Yeah. 200
That's-
big blind deep, maybe get away from it.
Yeah, 100. It's shove it in.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Mark Goons gets away from this.
Yeah.
Eh,
Um,
I want to play the high variance strategy so I can double up. So I'm playing 200 big blinds.
Yeah.
Deep.
yeah, I'm
Oh.
definitely calling down with aces and not heavy variance, but yeah, we
Yeah.
just got sucked out on.
I think we just lose.
All right, who's next?
All right. That was Zhao, I think. So Dean is up.
Sir Dean, are you ready?
So, I'm sorry, so the last hand, so in the 3-bet pot, we're most likely always going broke with, 100.
I mean,
Well,
yeah,
let's walk through it real quick. Just do it. We bet and he raises us on the flop. That's the most common way that our opponents are gonna play who are scared of the spades, right? Let's just play out for and choose the most common sizes that are asked for,
so his raise is to 17.
right?
We're not folding aces. We're fast playing a lot. So this is, so we slow play with the blocking the flush draw. We fast play not blocking the flush draw.
Correct.
Do you think, I think this is because if we fast play, he needs to call us with the flush draw. And obviously he has a lot less flush draws when we've got the ace of spades. I think that's why. Okay, anyway, so we'll go along this exercise. So when he raises, we're just gonna call.
Mm-hmm.
Turn is whatever the turn was. What was the turn?
7.
7 of clubs.
Yeah.
Often does he ever turn this into it? No, he does not. So when he gets called, he doesn't turn this into a 2-street game. He bets small. So we're never getting away from this size. And now we're just shoving it. We're just
Right.
all
So
in.
wait a minute. We called. Why are we betting 11 on the turn? We should be checking the turn
Oh,
to him.
sorry.
We check the turn. He takes his king, queen all in. Or 50. Okay, he goes 50.
Yeah, he used 50
All right, he goes 50.
and we're calling,
Yeah,
but now we're pot committed.
yeah. We're just gonna go broke in a different order.
Okay,
Because
thanks.
because the pot started so big, there just isn't room. By the time we know we're beat, we're dead.
Can we make it 200?
Not with my subscription.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, we're just calling. It's our EV.
Yeah. Yeah, if it were a single raised pot, we could, there are ways, there's time to get away from it. And if we're 200 big blinds deep, there's time to get away from it. And I don't think you should get away from it. Because he's playing ace king like this and he's playing. Well, he's playing aces. Is he playing ace king like this? Is he playing king jack like this? Maybe, probably not. And is he ever bluffing? A flush draw? Yes,
Potentially, some players.
jack
Yep.
ten of spade.
Yep. Going broke is the best strategy.
Yeah, let's go broke.
Alright, so,
Thanks for going back and doing it.
Yeah.
no worries.
And again, we don't say go broke with aces all the time. You should not be going broke with aces all the time. But in the 3-bet pot, it's gonna be tough not to.
So Dean, you are range betting this, so I'm gonna give you a range bet.
Uh-huh.
So you're range betting this pure, mostly small. He calls you, turned a little bit of equity.
Yeah, but. ugh.
Larry, did you know that
We
was a
block
range
9,
bet?
10,
Like,
called, Jack 10.
This texture, I did not know that, no.
well, you did know. You were like, but you're range betting. I'm giving
Cause
you
he
a
saw
range.
the small bet answer.
Yeah, I saw it over here.
Oh, you did. Oh, I was like, that's really good. I did not know that was a range bet.
So
I can't
I-
claim to know it's a range bet. I don't know what to do on these flops in a 3-bet pot,
Yeah, I'm checking.
I usually bet when I turn a bit of equity.
which is fine. I think that's a
So,
fine.
but here they say check.
Yeah, but
like
you never get called
98%.
by.
Well,
Hey, Larry,
Yeah,
you
it was
solver's
wanna-
like a
generally
common
more
here.
defensive out of position, and you've got a sliver of slur down here, right? Like, so what's your equity here?
And are you
Not
gonna
very
turn it into a
much.
bluff?
So your perceived equity with 9s is probably in, I don't know. Let's guess it's in the 40s, maybe, who knows? So yeah, 35, 10s which connect more with the straight,
Yeah.
50 or 40s, but yeah. You've got a little bit of showdown. You're gonna check.
Hey, Larry, you
But-
wanna hide the answer before you go on? Oh, good. Oh, there, it is hidden. Good.
Oh.
So this run out was kind of good for you. You blocking. You're not blocking the nuts. Blocking a straight.
Yeah, we blocked 9, 10. That's always good, but we're just trying to fold out a queen here with our 9s.
Nine is 10. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you do here.
I'll just check.
Yeah, I think generally once it takes this line, now he's gonna,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, he doesn't feel comfortable
Yeah.
value betting.
your bluff was not gonna
Exploration,
work.
Larry, can you look at the flop? I just wanted to see, because it was up very shortly. It looked like there were like even some upsizing, like some sizing up on the flop range. Or was it all just pure B33s? Okay, yeah, there's big bets here. This is like range betting with big bets in it, which I thought was
It is interesting against the condensed range of UTG too. It might have to do with Rainbow somewhat disconnected. Is driving it?
There's only gut shots.
Yeah. So, good point. So, Rainbow, I think we can call this Rainbow disconnected.
Yeah.
Can you please change the queen to a jack?
it'd be like less, 'cause it's not as connected. Oh,
There we go.
never mind.
Once it becomes more connected, once an open ender is available, solver's gonna check a
Okay.
lot. I mean, let's just take this to Jack. Seven, 2.
Super disconnected.
Look at that sweet baby there. No, that's Jack 9 deuce. Sorry.
Yeah, so we get big bets here. On
And,
this.
but again, now we're back to just checking half the time.
Yeah, good point. The mysteries that are the solver.
Yeah, so the hand, the magical hand was queen 8, it was queen 8-4. And if our theory is right, if we change the 8 to a 9, and now there's an open ender available, we will not have that kind of a process. Keeping
Yeah,
the-
so we change this to 9, we're gonna get checks.
Yeah.
We do not.
No.
Our theory is
So it
incorrect.
isn't, so it isn't the lack of an open ender.
Yeah.
Is it because this is a 3-bet pot and if they had queens, they would have also 4-bet it? So we've got aces, kings, and queens, and they don't. So
I
they
don't think,
still-
yeah,
No?
I don't think
They-
they 4-bet queens.
Not
They're
pure.
UTG. No, they have a lot of queens left.
Yeah, a lot of queens.
But they don't have aces and kings, right? So could it be to do with that?
It could be, yeah. I mean, really, all the answers to these questions are to be found within this range explorer. But what happens is we end up going deep in here and my brain explodes eventually.
Do we like 3-bet nines more?
But, you know, I mean, you get one free solve a day, and you can look at everything. So the way you can really dive into these spots and just kind of understand what's going on with the ranges tab, and all the answers are here. It's going to have to do with equity versus equity, right? Range versus range, the range advantage, and then also the nut advantage. Like we can see here, we're getting a range bet. Okay, well, we've got a range advantage, right? But
Mhm.
even more importantly, we've got a significant nut advantage. We've got best hands significantly more than UTG on this texture. And that's going to drive this betting small and frequently. Because all solver knows about is three things: SPR, range versus range, and nut advantage. Those are the three things that I think generally it's driving its strategy with.
And
Okay,
like
so
you said,
here-
small and frequently because of our range advantage. However, the nut advantage allows us to size up to the 50s and the 75s.
Yeah, I think also the one way I heard it described is solver hates getting stacked. So when it on these drier textures, it also is going to allow for more bigger bets.
Question.
Uh-huh.
We have, when I look at the graph, it looks like he has the nut advantage. But is that because that crosses so far at the top so he beats us from,
Well, he's got the sets.
yeah, he beats us there, but it's because, but if you go down, the nuts started around 80 and we pick up all that. Is that what it is?
I think I'd be out of
You see
place
what I
to
mean?
give
When
you
I
a
look at this-
definitive answer.
When I look at this, I go, we have the range advantage in the middle by a lot, but he has the nut advantage. That's what I would look at this graph and say.
Yeah, you've got, well, yeah, that's the linear equity graph, right?
In the
And
linear-
also we have just like the simplified buckets that are telling us we've got,
And best hands is best 25%.
yeah.
That's why it goes all the way down to.
Yeah, that's one way to look. It makes these little
Okay.
dots, right? And says, okay, well,
that's great.
we think
Okay.
best hand starts someplace around 70% equity.
Yeah, that answers everything to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that, you know, I never really thought of it, but that's a good way to, classifies good hands here, classifies weak hands here, down in
Would you
this
click-
range.
Oh, I think click on it, do it the same way. Click on best hands with the dots. This is why it is. So you see where his graph goes. Are each of those dots one hand?
Yes, I think that's the case.
Okay. He goes above us, but he only has 3 hands that do it.
Yeah, that's one way to look
That's
at
what
it.
it is.
Got it.
The line is misleading me. The dots are what are everything.
Yeah, I think that's valid. I don't
Yeah, this
really
is
ever
clearly-
looked at this, but I think you're right.
Yeah, we clearly have the nut advantage when you look at the dots.
And when you look at just best hands, it's percentage of range.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, no worries. All right, so we're on the last rotation, right, Mike?
Jack is up.
Jack, would you like to take one?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You've got the very interesting ace king here. What would you like to do?
I think bet small.
Yeah, you might have some checks, but that small's probably in there. Nope, no checks. This is fine.
Okay.
And you got the better hand to fold. All right,
Good
who's
job,
next?
Jeff.
Thanks.
Richie.
Richie.
Okay, let's go. Where are we? So, ooh, my instinct is check, but looking on the similar of the last hand, apart from obviously it's now slightly more connected, it feels like is this still a bet? So I guess go small 33, but my instinct was check. Okay.
You nailed, you guessed, you got it based on
Range
our
bet. This is a range
education.
bet.
Yeah, because we probably still have a larger best hands. But
Come
it'd
on,
be
look at
interesting
you,
to look at the
good.
best. It'd be interesting to look at the best hands graph now and see theirs increase probably, right? Because of the connectedness of the flush draws, I guess.
Got him off a chop. Good job.
Okay, so let's look at here on flop. Range versus range. Kind of a similar,
Yeah,
well, this is
very
interesting, kind of a
similar.
similar dynamic to what we saw later, right? Or before.
Yeah,
It's a very similar graph shape.
it is.
And
But the best hands, so as you said before, the best hands have reduced, right, percentage-wise.
yeah, we've got like this translates to nut advantage. This is a nut advantage
Yeah.
and a range advantage. And those two in concert, when we have both, we're often going to have a range bet small. Not all the time, but most of the time.
33%, and they folded ace king, even though I understand they had no backdoors. I'm just a little bit surprised they're in position. I don't know if I would find that fold.
I think he's folding without. He's folding
The
with.
backdoors, yeah.
He's folding hearts, but he's just not folding any spades. So he's going to continue with the backdoor and he's going to fold without, which I think is a good way to look at it, right? I mean, we can easily translate that heuristic into our play. I think it makes sense to continue.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. I just, and it's good for me to keep that registered. I just think naturally, I don't think I would have folded that because I would have probably overvalued my positional advantage and not considered that I really should be continuing with some form of equity, the backdoor, right? The only
Well,
thing
it's
we're
not
doing
much,
is
right? I
keeping
think
them
the
in the
backdoor
over, right?
comes in like 3% of the time or something.
Yeah,
But it does allow you to essentially continue more on a turn, right? When a turn is a spade, that allows you to continue. There's more cards that are going to allow you to continue. So. All right. Who's next?
I'm up.
All right.
Mike Mick, and okay. Ooh, this is the range bet board again. And our hand, I think, is fine to range bet it too. So let's pay 33. I wonder if you get B50s. Yeah, you do. Okay.
Calls you.
All right, now we get past the flop now. I think we should probably. Yeah, no, I'm going to continue betting. I'm going to continue. No, I'm going to check.
I think it's a check. I think if we bet, we're turning essentially our jacks into a bluff.
No, I think we still can have value, which I think we saw there.
Well, now see, this is why I think we check often here. He's gonna have traps. He's gonna protect his checking range appropriately, but somewhat he's now said he's capped.
Now that we get this river, I am going to. I'm going to check call. I'm going to allow him to.
Yeah, I think there's a check
bet
call.
an ace of spades. Oh, we need to.
Value bet thin. Well, let's check. Let's check and see what he does. All right, now he's put you to the test.
No, this is kind of what I was actually hoping for. I'm calling.
Yeah, we're always going to call with a spade, I think.
Yeah, with the spade, I call and consider folding without the spade.
Let's see if solver does that as well here. We're not going to have this combo. We're going to have it sometimes, I think.
I love your play, Mike, on the river. And
Thank you.
I love it against humans.
Yeah.
Against humans, I wonder if they take that big size as their bluff, though. That's the one thing that would drive me away.
They did yesterday.
Oh, when we were looking at cards up, yeah.
No, live yesterday.
Oh, you had a live session yesterday?
Yeah. That's why I love this play. This was the right play yesterday.
Oh,
many times.
Nice.
So it's
I
funny
think
that
the way
very
to delineate here
specific
is
combo was the only one that called pure, right?
with the spade, I think, yeah.
Yeah, well, it was like the spade diamond exactly, and the others were like indifferent.
Well, I don't think we ever had them. That's what I saw.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. All right. Who's next? Are we through?
Oh, we'll hit the call. Let's see. At least it's
sorry.
short.
Call. Pass it. Skate is Skate the last guy?
No, Skate me and then
Scotty, Derek, A+.
Okay.
Who else is here?
Here we go.
Oh, he left. He came and went.
Okay.
All right. Who's taking this one? Skate? Skate, you there? Are you with us, Skate?
Maybe.
Okay. You've got ace king against butt.
Ooh, ace king. Okay, we're gonna check out of position.
Check out of position. Yeah, that's fine. Check, check. I think Jack, okay, go ahead.
Okay, I think we can check again, right? I want to see what we do on the
Yeah, I
the
think we
river.
check a lot here. I think once we take the check line, we're just gonna check.
Okay, check
We've
again.
got a semblance of slowdown. Obviously, he's gonna put us. He's gonna make us uncomfortable on occasions. You're gonna have to make a choice.
Hmm.
I think well, what do you think?
I think we could do a little bit of both, calling and folding, but I think it's gonna be mostly fold, right?
I think, yeah, I think we're gonna call.
Oh no, we're gonna call. Ooh,
have to
Yeah,
leave.
against the size, I mean, think pot odds here.
the size, yeah.
You just
Yeah.
haven't lost enough money yet, Skate. You need to lose more money. On it.
That's right. That's what we're here
You
for.
do. You do. This hand is too good to lose, to only lose this much money.
So I assume you're checking here,
Maybe. Yeah, check.
and then he's now gonna put you to the test.
Yeah, I fold.
We are indifferent. We are gonna call sometimes. Yeah. So it's a good place to bluff, right? Good place for
Bastard.
him to construct a two-street bluff after we check.
Scotty.
All right.
Scotty,
All right.
you have taken the low freak
Oh, yay me.
5 suited against UTG.
All right, let's bet and let's bet. Interesting that it doesn't give me the 20% option. How it decides when it can let you even give you the
Wow.
option. But it didn't. I'm gonna bet 33.
Yeah, I think
Check.
this range checks often on this texture.
Yeah,
Do you want,
such a texture for it. It's
do
so.
you want
good
to take
for-
the check?
Yes, I want to be corrected.
You bet small?
You bet small. I have over 2 back doors, 3 back, over and 2 back doors. I have not lost enough money yet. Call.
You think you ever check raise here?
Yes, sir.
I could. I
This
don't.
feels
know.
like a check raise spot.
You might be right.
Nope. It's a,
No,
well,
it's a-
check raise is better than fold.
Yeah.
Or
Check
check
raise
raise
is
is
better than call.
call.
All right, I'm gonna-
Or we just fold.
Yeah, we just fold. All right.
Feels like you could, what do you check raise here?
Yeah, I was with you. I thought that might have
I
been.
thought maybe we'd have check raise here. This feels like a check raise spot, doesn't it? 2 back doors and a paired board.
Maybe we,
and a
maybe
shitty
we,
hand.
we do the check raises down at the bottom.
So let's look, let's filter, let's do a fancy filter here. Trash hands, which included our king 5. So we do get it sometimes, but we want a back door.
I had a back door. I had spades.
Yeah, so that's, just didn't like it.
It wants a back door to the dime. It wants a back door on the diamond on the 7 side.
Queen jack for some unknown reason. Felt like this would be a really good hand. 2 overs. I mean, an over, 2 back doors. Anyway,
Alright. So, show me all my hands, because I think that, I think I'm gonna do it with, let's see, what do I have on, near the bottom of it? I don't have the 9-8, so I can't do it with that.
no.
And I do have the 4-5, and the 4-5 just calls.
But again, it loves to check raise with the overpairs here.
That's
Okay,
right.
is it gonna check? So let's say this is. Are we gonna check raise overpairs just as much? We are gonna check raise them, but not as big when the straight's available. Even though I don't think he has 9-10. Does he? He hasn't.
Yeah.
Okay, who's next?
Derek.
Yo,
Derek, you've got a hand, sir, and your hand is, oh, good fold.
the
Alright, you've got a
nuts.
shitty ace against button. What would you like to do?
I bet my flush. Small. 33, yep, sounds good. Whoa.
It works a bit tiny on this
No, it's a
texture.
bit small. I bet small with my flush then. I have a flush, so I'm calling.
I think generally we're gonna, yeah, I don't think we fold yet. No, we just get
No,
up.
I was wrong.
Big size.
This is kicker driven, isn't it?
Okay, I want to see what happens if I shove over him.
Okay, well, it's not gonna be in the solver. But we can
Let's-
look, we'll look at that in a second. So. Our calls with our top pair are gonna be driven by our kicker.
Yeah.
So this is our line here. Ace, queen,
Jack,
pure,
10.
and then ace nine, we'll just forget it.
And the jack and the 10 are of course in there because they're the two pairs.
Yeah,
Yep.
this is just top pair.
That's
Yeah,
two
oh, yeah,
pairs,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I see your point. Yeah, yeah.
But what if I shove over him? I want to see what he does.
Sure.
Let's just shove it in.
Yeah, shove them.
Oh, he calls. What is he calling?
The nuts.
Straight.
The
Yes, the
nuts.
nuts.
He just asked the nuts. I can't scare him off the nuts.
You can't.
All right, who's
Yeah.
next?
Derek, back
That
off
is
your.
the end of the list, Larry.
End of the list. We're done.
Right.
So should we take, I'm gonna make Scotty the host.
All right. I am the host. I'll start the hand review and you can take a little break and you'll be back for it. All right. I'm the
Okay,
host.
I am recording. You want me to stop the?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll stop the recording.
okay, and we'll take